Hey guys, Future Go Honest U2 here. Um, I've run into a huge problem in Raging Blast 2 with the controls, okay? The controls for Raging Blast 2 are terrible to say the least, okay? Um, my biggest problem is the Raging Blast mode, okay? Say you're sitting there charging up to your maximum, and all of a sudden you get into your maximum, but then you see ki blasts coming at you. So you want to deflect those ki blasts, but you've already gone into your max power, and they're already right in front of your face, you know? So you want to, like, when you finally go down, you want to start deflecting them. So you start pushing R1 early. But if you push R1 early, you go into Raging mode, and you can't use any of your supers or ultimates. See, Raging mode is such a downfall in this game. It makes you hate Raging mode. Another thing about Raging mode, I went into I got Shenron, and I unlocked how you can change Raging Soul's music. Okay, do you know? I thought you could upload custom tracks and do it, but do you know what your options are? Your options are whatever the background music is for your Raging Soul music, which is freaking retarded. You can choose from that same freaking Hironobu Kageyama song over and over and over again, or you can choose a different song, like a Hironobu Kageyama song again, but instrumental, or you can choose another background song. I'm telling you, it's so freaking retarded. And I just sat there, because I didn't get it yet, but when I was going through with Purunga, I didn't get it that time, but I saw it was there. So today, when I got home from school, I went onto the internet on the PlayStation 3, and I downloaded F by Maximum the Hormone, which is Frieza, 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 Frieza by Maximum the Hormone. If anyone's heard that song, and that would have been perfect for, his Raging Soul mode. But I finally buy it, and I go into the sound options mode, and it doesn't, usually at the bottom it'd say square upload custom tracks, or like triangle upload custom tracks. No, it said R1, L1, change your custom tracks. And it's just the background music. I'm like, okay, this is so freaking retarded. Another thing is, I hate the combo system. I swear to God, without Atari, Namco Bandai is freaking nothing. Okay, since Atari left them, because I'm pretty sure Atari left them. I don't remember if it was Atari or another company, but ever since that company left them, Namco Bandai doesn't know how to make a good game. With Raging Blast, they took out everything in Tenkaichi 3 and started over from scratch, but they made the controls even worse. And in Raging Blast 2, they did it again, basically. The only things that are basically the same are your signature skill, ki blasts, punching, jumping, flying, and flying up. And like I was saying with the Raging Soul mode, why did they have to make it R1? R1 is already deflecting ki blasts and blocking. R2, and L2 do nothing. Why would you have buttons on a controller that do absolutely nothing? They could have easily made R2 be Raging Soul mode. Why make it R1? Why give R1 a third job to do when it just makes things more confusing? How about Select? Select doesn't do much at all. They could have made Select do the Raging Soul mode. They could have made any of these buttons do the Raging Soul mode. Why do they have to do this one when R1 has some of the most important controls in the entire game? The controls are so crowded. Another thing is the supers. Okay, in Raging Blast 1, these things weren't as sensitive at all. You would go up in this direction, and it would do up. This one, this one, this one. They do all the same things. Somehow, when I go up, but yet I slightly curve it this way, in Raging Blast 1, it would still, count as up. But yet if I slightly curve it this way on accident, it'll do this one. So if I'm miles away from my opponent, and I want to do a Kamehameha, and so I go up like this, but I barely miss it, it'll end up doing my rush attack, which isn't going to go anywhere near it, and that's wasted ki. See, the controls in the Raging Blast 2 are just so sticky. They would have been sticky if they didn't have to restart the entire game every time. They're like, oh, I know, since we're moving it up to the next generation consoles, we're not gonna keep any of the characters. We're just gonna restart the whole franchise. Who's with me? In my opinion, Raging Blast, there shouldn't have been a Raging Blast 2 or 3. Raging Blast should have been the Tenkaichi 4. Raging Blast should have had all the characters from Tenkaichi 3, plus more, plus revamped revamped graphics, but the controls should have been the same. L2 and triangle should have been the Kamehameha. L2 up triangle should have been the rush attack. L2 down triangle should have been your ultimate. You know, just like it was in the Tenkaichi series, you know? Why did they have to go in and change everything? That was the biggest problem. And like I said in another video, they made the camera worse. Okay? In multiple occasions. When you crash your opponent down into the ground and it makes that crater, you can't see your opponent. You can't see anything. You can't, like, the rocks will block your opponent. You don't know what your opponent's doing. So it's really hard to see. You just have to randomly start punching. It's that hard. That's how I was freaking yelling at my TV, which I seriously was, and I realized Namco Bandai doesn't know how to make a good Dragon Ball Z game alone. They need Atari back. They don't know how to do anything. They seriously don't know how to make a single Dragon Ball Z game. I wish that these controls, I hope they're fixed in the next one, and I really hate the fighting in this game. I hate everything, because it's just button mashing. That IGN reviewer was correct about this thing. The other things he was, just pretty much bullshitting about. But the things he said about the controls, a pro could easily get beaten by a button masher, because it's so easy to button mash in this game. Because they're all random. The controls are all random. Square and triangle can do something different every time, which is retarded. The only things that aren't really different are like, square, and then up triangle. That basically does the same, but then again, it's still not the same for every character, and so it gets confusing. At least with Tenkaichi 1, not everything was like that. It was only a select few things. But it's still retarded. They need to change everything back to the way it was in Tenkaichi 3. Tenkaichi 3 was and will be the best Tenkaichi game ever made, in my opinion. Raging Blast will be the second. It's really close to Tenkaichi 3. Because the controls, they're different, but they're also not as insane as this. They're different, but they're really good as well. The only downfall Raging Blast 1 had was the lack of characters, and just a little technical and combat difficulties. But I loved Raging Blast 1, because that game had so many glitches, but so many easy glitches. I knew every single glitch in that game, and I used them all to my advantage. That's why I was so good in the first one. In this game has a lot of glitches, but glitches that you can't get by. A big glitch that annoys the crap out of me is one where how much they dumbed down the rush attacks in this game. And I'm not talking about, like, the quality of the rush attacks. I'm talking about how they dumbed down the rush attacks. Okay? You cannot, like, when someone's barely getting up off the ground, for those of you who remember in Raging Blast 1, you can easily do a rush attack. In this one, if you can't do it. And if they're charging up to their full power and they go into max power and you try and do the rush attack, it won't hit them. It won't hit them, so you basically just wasted all of your ki. They limited so much in this game. They limited basically everything. They limited the super attacks. They limited the controls. They limited how much they like fucking did everything to R1. They put everything on R1. They put too much, controlage on that button. They literally screwed up so much in this game. And that Raging Soul feature where you can pick your own music for Raging Soul, that would have been so awesome if you could upload a custom track. Why would you want to choose a different background music? That doesn't make a single bit of sense. Does that make a single bit of sense to you guys? Who would want to have a different background music? They all suck anyway. They've all sucked. Even in Tenkaichi 2 it sucked, because I wouldn't want, for my Raging Soul mode, a different background music when background music to me doesn't matter. Background music to me is the least of my worries. I don't see why people hated Raging Blast and Tenkaichi 3's background music, because I had no problem with them. Do you know why? I didn't even listen to the music in the background. I was too busy, playing the video game. Since when do people listen to video games? This video game, the game that you're supposed to play, this video game sucks because the music in it sucks. That makes so much sense, it doesn't make any at all. Okay, so basing, That's the biggest, that's the lamest excuse anyone could ever make. Oh yeah, this video game sucks because the music in it is terrible. It's like saying a movie sucks because the music sucks. That's retarded. When judging a video game, when judging a movie, you would judge the movie. You would judge the video game for its gameplay, for its graphics, for the things that actually matter. When you're playing a video game, the graphics don't even matter. When you're playing a video game, the only thing that matters is if the controls are good and if you're having fun. Raging Blast 2? Raging Blast 2, you basically want to kill yourself. That's how much it fucking makes you want to... Fuck. I swear to God, this game pisses me off. If you guys want to play this game, I suggest renting it. Because if you buy this game, you're going to end up buying another copy because you're going to end up tearing this copy to freaking pieces. I kid you not.